What's good, everyone? So this will be the first video of 2021, and I wanted to do this because I've got both of these guys with the fully Extreme Z Awakened stats and 100% potential, as well as max level links. So I did kind of want to run through them together and just see how the team would perform overall. Now, I do have very specific rotations in mind, so I did build the team around who I want to pair these two units up with. So it's basically one rotation with Goku on and the other rotation with Frieza on, and you have, applicable units that are decent partners for the guys. So with that being said, let's just run through the stats real quick and talk about each of the two units. So we'll start off with the Tech LR Super Saiyan Goku unit. Now with the EZA, Leader Skill Super Type Ki plus 4 HP attack and defense increase to 90%, or Extreme Type units get Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense increase of 70%. Now it is an LR, so you do have 12 Ki and 18 Ki super attacks for this Goku. For the 12 Ki, you'll greatly raise attack and defense for one turn and cause colossal damage to enemy. And then for the 18 Ki super attack, causes mega colossal damage to enemy, raises allies attack by 30%, and chance of performing a critical hit by 10% for one turn. Pretty decent stuff right there. Now with the passive skill, it's an attack and defense increase of 59%, Ki plus 3, plus an additional defense increase of 59% as the first attack in return, plus an additional attack increase of 59%. When performing an ultra super attack, all allies get Ki plus 3 when attacking extreme type units. And then for the links at 100% potential, or level 10 I should say, Golden Warrior is all enemies defense minus 10% and Ki plus 1. Super Saiyan is attack increase of 15%. Kamehameha's attack increase of 10% when performing a super attack. The first Awakened is attack increase of 25% and defense increase of 10%. Family Ties is Ki plus 2 and attack increase of 10%. And then Legendary Power, of course, is attack increase of 15% when performing a super attack. And the stat wise, I'll just read it out real quick. HP is 20,400, attack is 20,500, and defense is 13,220. 12 Ki multiplier is 140%, whereas a 24 Ki multiplier is 200%. Now we need to move on to the LR Frieza unit. However, it's almost a similar skill set, just inverted a little bit, slight differences here and there, but some of the logic is a little bit similar. So for the LR First Form Frieza, the leader skill is Extreme Type Ki plus 4 HP attack and defense increase of 90%, and then Super Type Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense increase of 70%. So pretty much an inverted leader skill setting for this guy. And then for the 12 Ki super attack, greatly raises attack and defense for one turn and causes colossal damage to enemy. The 18 Ki super attack will cause mega colossal damage to enemy and greatly lowers attack and defense. And then for the passive skill, it's an attack and defense increase of 50%, plus an additional Ki plus 3 and defense increase of 50% as the first or third attack in return, plus an additional attack increase of 50% when performing an ultra super attack, plus an additional Ki plus 3 when attacking super type enemies. So again, slight differences, but overall the concept's kind of similar. Level 10, you're looking at Strongest Clan in Space for Link skills. All enemies defense minus 10%, Ki plus 2. Universe's most malevolent will be attack increase 20%. Metamorphosis is 5% HP recovery and attack and defense increase of 10%. Thirst for Conquest is attack and defense increase of 15%. Big Bad Bosses is attack and defense increase of 25%. Fear and Faith is all enemies defense minus 10% and Ki plus 2. And then finally, attack increase of 15% when performing a super attack for Legendary Power. And then the stats are HP of 19,400, and then attack will be 21,680, and defense is 12,050. Same thing with Goku. 12 Ki multiplier is 140%, and 24 Ki is 200%. I think, from a bottom line. Okay, so let me break down the rotations real quick. So each of them are individually going to be on a separate rotation, obviously, because of the way the link sets work and rotations work overall. But I did have to go through a little bit of cleanup. But these guys link up very well. Like the LR First Form Frieza with the EZA, and then the Transforming Cooler. Very good link buddies. They pretty much share majority of the links across the board. So phenomenal rotation there. It's one of my favorites currently in terms of personal favorite rotations. The other one, we're going to have the Tech LR Goku linked up with the EZA AGL Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Now, the AGL Super Saiyan 2 Goku isn't necessarily my favorite because of to be quite honest, the defensive liabilities that unit brings. I actually prefer the physical type unit versus the AGL version because of the much better defensive ability to build up defense from the super attack, but also, making sure allies get that 30% boost to defense as well. The AGL one's a little bit different because you do get an attack increase of 30% across the board, but not necessarily the defense. You have to have Super Saiyan 2 category allies on the rotation for them to benefit from that. The other piece of that, the reason why I linked up the AGL counterpart to the Tech LR Goku is the link sets are a little bit better. Like the First Awaken, I think, is one of the links that the two units share. So of course it's a pretty significant enough link to where it kind of makes you think a little bit. In addition to the passive support of 30% to attack. Let's just say, yeah, the First Awaken link is 25% toward defense or attack and 10% toward defense from a link standpoint. So obviously, you get a pretty good boost overall just from that. In addition to AGL Goku's boosting ability from the passive. So again, a lot of things are at play. To me, it's just way easier. I don't know if this is necessarily because of my preferences of categories and team builds that I like to run with. Again, because I am a massive fan of Conquest of Terror and transformation boost category setup, the first Form Frieza just kind of falls into play a lot more easily than the Tech LR Goku. I think what would potentially help the Tech LR Goku version is, per se, the Tech Super Saiyan Bardock, for example, would get an EZA. I think that would be massive help because of the Tech Bardock's ability to convert orbs, and also, with the EZAs recently, you're seeing a pretty significant boost overall. So I would imagine the link set would be much better. If Bardock simply got an EZA. If not, just at least the other two Bardock units, like the Physical Super Saiyan or the Strength Super Saiyan 2 version, would also be a decent support too. But again, because of the limitation of some of the available units, Goku's a little bit more difficult to build teams around, just simply because the units that link well with him aren't necessarily that great of a unit. Whereas in Frieza's case, you can link up a variety of different units and just do perfectly fine. They're very viable units even on today's state of Dokkan Battle. So it's a no-brainer in terms of team building. But again, Goku ultimately is a little bit more of a problem in terms of a team building standpoint, but nevertheless, still a great unit. Just to put it in perspective, these are based on 120% leads, obviously, because we have a combination of super and extreme types that, in order to get everybody to work out, you kind of had to run the EZA LR Goku as leaders. But on their ideal scenario, the EZA First Form Frieza LR version can hit upwards of, I've seen it hit close to 9 million. Now, without the attack boosting item, I would say probably on average, with the right rotation, you could get 7.8 million attack stats, and that's, for a free-to-play Prime Battle LR, that's pretty ridiculous. And then for the Tech LR Goku, I think the max I've seen so far is probably close to 6 million. A little bit lagging from Frieza's side, but ultimately, I really believe it's just because of better team building options and link setups. I think that's attributing to a lot of the differences there. Of course, both of those units, you preferably want to place them in the first slot in the rotation because of the passes built in. But Frieza does have the third slot option, but I prefer to simply run this guy in the first slot just because of how advantageous it is to bring that unit as a frequent attacker. I mean, if we're talking about 7.8 million attack stats, defense, abilities are pretty decent, and then a potential additional super attack for another, 4 million plus. I mean, that's an extremely good setup in that regard. I guess we'll be able to kind of test the defensive abilities here for Frieza since he's in a type disadvantage setting. Now, he will take hits from a super attack. I'm not denying that one bit, but from a traditional normal attack standpoint, he does pretty well. So I think personally, out of the units in 2020 that received an Extreme Z Awakening, I would probably rate Frieza as one of the highest, if not the highest. I mean, that's just how good the EZA was. Now, the only reason why Goku doesn't rank as high, again, is ultimately because of the a little bit lack of ability compared to Frieza in terms of like team building and link setting, options. So Goku is still a very, very good unit. I think, it's just simply ranked lower because of Frieza's versatility in terms of inclusion of teams. That's simply what it comes down to. Outside of that, I don't really have any much complaints for him. The restrictions are a little bit kind of tedious, I guess, where you have to, be forced in a first slot setting, but it's not bad enough to where it'll trigger me necessarily. You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately these two units, EZAs, came out perfectly fine. I think they're good enough and viable enough option where you can include them on teams like Frieza, for example. I'm always looking for ways to include him on that Conquest of Terror, Wicked Bloodline, Transformation Boost, or whatever category setup. It's a phenomenal unit for sure. So I definitely rate him pretty highly. But anyways, I wanted to do a quick test run on a 120% Lee setting with both inclusion of the EZA LR Goku as well as the first form Frieza as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. First video of 2021. So let's get off to a good start, and hopefully this year will be a much better year than last year. So with that being said, thanks for watching as always, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace out.